trying to find the illegals here is a way of life.
Follow patches of barbed wire from Mexico to this border checkpoint near Tombstone, and you'll find vast stretches of open desert. Where we're standing right now, we're 20 miles north of the border, but what are we looking at?
You're looking at a main traffic corridor that the illegals use to get northern into the United States.
They move far enough north, they can get up north of the Dragoon Mountains and pick up Interstate 10, and they can be in Texas in a few hours.
Hike down into the washes and stream beds, and you'll spot evidence of the journey.
I've had illegals knocking on my front door. I've had drunk runners in my backyard.
You get jumpy when you hear your dogs start barking at night.
It's a front line to human and drug smuggling beyond the border, and members of the Cochise County Militia have appointed themselves to keep an eye on it. When I told people I'm going to be with the Cochise County Border Militia for the weekend, people got nervous. The word militia, I think, scares people.
Well, what do you want to call them? We could call it the Cochise County Social Club, okay? I'm sure you could outrun any of us, you know. You look in better shape. We're just the eyes and the ears, you know. That's the big deal. We're just trying to help the Border Patrol.
All we can do is be a glorified neighborhood watch.
Bill Davis is the group's leader, a retired military vet and crime scene investigator, struggling with age and illness to continue, as he sees it, serving his country. This militia is his answer to what he believes is a growing threat from Mexican cartels whose violent gunfights are creeping closer to Arizona's border. What do you think is the biggest misconception about your group and what you do?
Like I said before, being called names. Mercenaries, wannabes, Rambos, vigilantes, wackos, stormtroopers, neo-Nazi. We're not a racist group. We're not a hate group. How can you hate a 26-year-old woman with a 5-month-old baby in her arms that just walked 26 miles with no water?
His concern doesn't center on migrants, but the armed smugglers shuttling them north. He sets up motion detection cameras, then dispatches crews to where they've caught crossers. During these operations, they tell me their strategy is to take their small group and disperse everybody to cover more ground. So for instance, there are 2 people right now on patrol in the higher elevations behind me. There's another person in the gulch, and then the Fellows brothers are on this clearing overlooking a wash.
Shortly after we went through, we came back. Foot traffic had crossed the tire tracks of my truck. So there's foot traffic hiding in these washes and moving even during the heat of the day. If we see anything, we call the Border Patrol immediately.
Tom used to own a medical laboratory. His brother Hub is a retired carpenter. The pair peer into binoculars and walk dusty trails, but come up empty-handed.
It's kind of like fishing. They call it fishing, they don't call it catching.
After the sun has set, we join Cowboy Doug, a local rancher, for night patrol.
There's several of the washes or stream beds that converge into a big wash. It's similar to streets running into a highway. We don't have any night vision equipment with us, so we'll have to go off an audible detection.
You'll be listening for voices that can travel on the wind in these canyons for up to a mile and watch for flickering light. And so if we can see their flashlights, that means they can see ours. Therefore, it's lights out. And for the next couple hours, we will wait and listen.
I just wondered how your watch went last night. Well, it went about the same here, so not much activity last night.
Is it possible that people did cross on your watch? And then if so, how does that make you feel?
At least I was doing my part out here. You know, I was doing something. And so that part makes me feel good.
They are men living with the daily impact of illegal immigration, worried about a violent drug war in Mexico, and frustrated with Washington, hoping that their quiet sacrifice on a desolate terrain will make their community a little bit safer.
I'll do it as long as I can, and as long as there's demand for it.
In Tombstone, Christina, Boomer, ABC 15 News.